In this video today, we're going to be talking about detachment, but not in the way you think. Because one thing I've noticed with like a lot of people, whether it's manifestation or not, oh, y'all are acting like y'all are weak in the knees. Y'all need this. Like, I don't want to gloss over your emotions and say it's ridiculous, but we just have to talk about detachment again. Because once you detach from outcomes and realize that there are just some things you cannot control, I swear to God, it's so incredibly freeing. A lot of people say that I'm a nonchalant person or I don't show that much emotion, and it's not because like I'm like nonchalant or da. I think it's just because I've learned to properly detach. As someone that used to be incredibly attached to people, to outcomes, to different circumstances, whatever the case may be, I can tell you now that being so detached as I am is so incredibly freeing. And I'm making this video to help anyone that is super attached like I used to be, super clingy like I used to be. And of course, things like that and the reason why you are like that comes from childhood trauma. It's not just something random, okay? But anyways, let's talk about it. Your nervous system is constantly scanning for loss or change, which triggers stress, fear, and overall dysregulation of your nervous system. As I've mentioned in a lot of my videos, your nervous system is quite literally doing everything to survive and doing everything to keep you safe physically and mentally. When you link safety and security to materialistic things or relationships, person, whatever, you create conditional safety. Now, this is not your fault because we've been programmed to do this since we were born. Like, this is just something within society, but that's just different topic. But point is, you only feel safe and secure when you have this person, this job, this outcome. Essentially, whatever external circumstance becomes your identity, but you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time because God forbid you lose this or something. What are you gonna do? That's how a lot of people end up lost, as we know. Of course, when this outcome changes or you lose it, your fight, flight, and freeze response activates, and you go into stress, maybe into depression, anxiety. You go into full panic because it's like, wait a minute, this is part of my identity. This is who I am. What am I going to do now? Now, here's how detachment plays into it. Detachment doesn't mean that you don't care about your goals, about your manifestation, whatever you want to call it. Detachment means you simply just stop depending on it. When you are detached, you quit being so dependent on unpredictable external circumstances. When you're detached from this outcome, your nervous system won't panic. It won't be in a tizzy about this and about that, because it's like, oh, this is not really a threat to the body, to your mind, to nothing. So it's like, okay, this is just something that happened. Here's what happens when you are detached. You stop overthinking. You make decisions with clarity and not emotion. You become grounded, calm, and unshakable. You are in a flow state where you attract better relationships and better circumstances. Now that's where you need to be. And that's where I am currently. Not flex, but I do have to just say that because it's one of the best things I've ever done in my life. Because once you come to the acceptance that you literally cannot control everything, and I think the only kind of negative thing that some people that consciously manifest, consciously create, think is that because you can manifest, because you have unlocked kind of this power that everybody has, you think that, oh, I can fix the situation, or I can do this, or I can, no, let me fix the situation. Just like how you cannot change anybody, you will go through hell trying to force things to happen for you. And let me explain. The only thing you can change is you. The only thing you can really control and have full power over is you. And if you're trying to go out of your way to really force situations and outcomes, you're gonna have a hard time. You know that you're gonna drive yourself mad. I personally experienced this when I started getting into manifestation. I really started to, I don't want to say lose my mind, but I started to force things. I started to force things that were out of my control. I started to lean on my own understanding. I started to think that I knew everything, and I don't. With detachment, you have to learn acceptance, that you cannot control everything. Just recently, a couple weeks ago, I was watching one of my favorite movies, The Butterfly Effect. If you haven't watched that movie, I seriously recommend you guys check it out. He tries to change things for other people so that they have a better life. He keeps trying to fix past mistakes and fix the mistakes of others to make things better. And as the movie goes on, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And when I watched that just before, I realized, Oh my god, that's literally what happens when you try to focus on things outside of you. Practice acceptance, practice gratitude. I have literally, there's been moments I have cried practicing gratitude, because I have cried thinking about how blessed I truly am. And I swear, that's literally just the way you have to look at things, from a positive perspective. There's been moments I've wrote gratitude lists of literally anything. It could be big, it could be small, it could be whatever. But point is, make a gratitude list and write everything you're grateful for. Do 100 things, do 200 things, I don't care. And trust me, yes, you can pull 200 things that you're grateful for out of your ass. I promise you, if you really think about it, there are so many things that you should be grateful for. But anyways, that's another video for a different day. When circumstances that are undesirable happen, think with logic before you start using emotion. Stop seeking validation from external things. Stop seeking validation from external, unpredictable, temporary ass circumstances, people, relationships, whatever. Just quit it. The only validation you need is you. You are the validation. Anyways, work on your inner child, heal your wounds, figure out what it is. Think about what it is you really want. 9 times out of 10, it's not that you want the desire, it's that you want the emotion that that desire will give you. Clock it. When you stop trying to force things, when you detach from things, life becomes so much more easy. It's so much easier than trying to force things that are out of your control. You just have to learn, you know what, maybe this just wasn't for me. Rejection is protection. I don't care. I always say this. Something doesn't work out the way I wanted. Maybe God's protecting me from what I don't know, from the unseen. And I just thank him for that. Because that's all. You really do not know what's going on. Like, you do not know. And it's okay that you don't know. You don't have to know everything. Just leave it at that. Stop trying to force everything. Stop it. It's not your business. And ironically, when you stop chasing the desire will chase you. When things are negative or just undesirable, you just have to look at it from the bright side. And what I say this sometimes, it could be worse. Like, it really could be worse, and it's really not. So I think I'm going to shut up, and I think I'm just going to mind my business, and it's really not that deep, because yeah, it's just really not.